game's only goal. Loses it. Gets it back. And loses it to Roy Wilner. Wilner bangs the ball off Irving over the end line. And a Washington goal kick. 17:45 left in the first half. 1-0 Fort Lauderdale. Had some good crowds in the league already. Play starting just about 2 weeks ago. And especially heartening, some of the good crowds from the brand new teams in the league. Most notably, the Oakland Stompers out of the Coliseum in Oakland had 32,000 for their first game ever. Of course, they played Bay Area rival San Jose. O'Hara ahead for Paul Cannell, number 9. Aguirre's right with him. Now he's getting clobbered by Andy Rolland, and a foul is called. Free kick for Washington.
This is a dangerous position, the free kick, almost equivalent to a corner where it is. And again, we'll see whether they bring those big men up into the middle. They are there.
Here's the cross, far post, and Gordon Banks leaps up over the head of Paul Cannell to take it away for the Strikers.
Of course, part of what Cannell is trying to do by going in on goalkeepers hard like that is it is intimidation. It's physical intimidation to get the goalkeeper to take his eye off the ball as the man comes in.
Diplomats not working together there. They lose the ball. Quick counter-attacking pass for Irving. He's being trailed on the play by Dusnip. Now Dusnip comes around, takes the ball away from Wilner. He's got Colin Fowle sitting in the far post on the right wing side. Can't see him. Back to Leeper. Leeper loses it, and it's finally taken away by the Diplomats. Nicely done by Bobby Stokes. Here they come on the counterattack. In the middle, here's Mark Antonio. He's got Cannell ahead of him. He goes around Whelan, tries to hit Cannell, deflected down, dropped out of there, and Rolland takes it for Fort Lauderdale. He neatly sidesteps Stokes and takes the ball away from trouble. Thought the Diplomats might have something going there. Now Irving back the other way. Knocked out of bounds and away from him. And it will be a Fort Lauderdale throw-in. Mike Dillon, the man who cleared the ball. Into Hudson. Chips it back in front, but wildly, Bakic intercepts. Here comes Washington again. This is Bobby Stokes. He's got good speed. Tough player. Scored the game-winning goal last week, but he lost the ball there with a bad pass. Diplomats are getting somebody warm down below. Another forward. And a foul is called here on Mike Dillon, number 20 of Washington. I think they're getting Ken Mokajoa loose down there. One of the great players in the history of South African soccer. There you see him standing up behind the bench. Ken Mokajoa talking to Gary Darrell, who's sitting down in front of him. Veteran Diplomat player. Mokajoa, great speed, they tell me. And already, in just the 2 ball games, he's come off the bench to get an assist on goals in each of the first 2 games.
We saw him, or I saw him play against Philadelphia a couple of weeks ago. He has got terrific speed, but he's also got very good ball control. I don't know whether this is an indication that Graydon is coming off. I don't think so, somehow.
Free kick for the Strikers. The ball is lined into the net, and it's just tipped over the bar by Bill Irwin.
One of his sensational long shots from Whittle. Terrifically powerful shots.
There you get a look at Bill Irwin. Here's a look at that. It looked to me like the shot deflected off somebody's head.
It's a left foot shot, as you can see, and the ball is curving slightly. Irving decides, I think, at the last minute that he better not try and catch that ball. There's too much power behind it, and he just tips it over the bar.
Ray Hudson with a cross and the corner kick cleared out of the box by Mike Dillon, but the Strikers get it at the 35. Whittle into the corner. He's got Dusnip, but he'll not catch up to the ball. Out of bounds. Throw in for Washington deep in its own zone. There's Ray Graydon. He was the man who sustained an injury earlier, and they were going to let him play for a little while longer to see how the knee was holding up. Strikers are pressing down here. A lot of players around the Diplomats trying to intercept this ball, and they do at midfield. But now Hudson loses the ball to Mike Bakic. The Diplomats will try to get the counterattack. Here's Mark Antonio in the middle. Quick ball for Paul Cannell. He's loose in the corner. Now Cannell picked up by Rolland, the veteran defender. Here's the cross on the far post. Mark Antonio cleared away by Leeper and Whelan. Comes out of the box. Dusnip takes it away from Stokes for Fort Lauderdale. He takes it away from another man. Nice move by Dusnip. Quick pass for Irving. He drives in, and a whistle blows way back at midfield.
Some holding, I think, on the part of Dillon. So that will be a free kick to Fort Lauderdale. The referee's of the opinion that if Irving had been allowed to run there, he would have outpaced Dillon, but Dillon evidently held him back.
The Diplomats now are trying to alert the referee they want to make a change in the lineup, and they're going to get Ken Mokajoy in there and for Ray Graydon.
Coming off.
So there's Mokajoy, 5'11", 165. He scored 88 goals last year, by far the most in the South African League.
I think maybe on this free kick we'll get another of these powerful left-footed drives from Whittle.
Ball will be set up about 30 yards from the goal there. As you see Mokajoy run into your picture to align himself.
Well, that's a great baptism of fire to come in and stand in the wall right in the face of these one of these thunderous drives.
Ball can be kicked up to, I think it's been timed 75, 80 miles an hour, even
83.
more.
There was a recent test done in Germany on Rainer Bonhoff, their midfielder, kicking free kicks at something approaching 88 miles an hour.
Oh.
83.8, I'm sorry, 83 miles an hour.
All the defensive players must be 10 yards from the ball. They lob it inside for Irving rather than the hard drive. The Diplomats able to clear the ball out. Bakic sidesteps Rolland. He's got Mokajoy coming in on the right if he can get the ball to him, but Aguirre knocks it down. Bakic back to Mokajoy. In front, nobody there. It rolls harmlessly to Gordon Banks.
I think that was supposed to be a shot from Mokajoy. I saw a piece of turf fly into the air there. I think he stubbed his toe on it.
They tell me that he can run. One of these players can run almost as fast with the ball and maintaining control as without the ball.
Mokajoy you're talking about, or?
Right.
So I think a player can run fast with the ball providing he's not opposed. If he's pushing the ball ahead of him and running after it, yes, but if he's having to do tight dribbling, close control, his speed must be cut down.
We've got 12 minutes and 15 seconds showing in the scoreboard clock, and Fort Lauderdale maintains a 1-0 advantage. Irving now trying to get out of trouble. Now Hudson tries to dig it loose from Mike Dillon. Dillon won't yield it. Now it comes to Dusnip. Hudson out in front. Nobody there at the penalty spot, and O'Hara clears it out. Paul Cannell heads it off on the left to Bakic. Right wing, Mokajoy. He'll start it into the zone. Fernley lays back to pick him up, number 11. Mokajoy reverses into the middle. Back to the right. Nobody in the inside, so he drops it back outside. Roy Wilner, the right fullback, picks it up. Crossfield lob. Cannell tries to head it down in front for Stokes. Knocked down. Mokajoy goes after it in the corner with Fernley. Mokajoy's got it. Here's the cross. The header! By Bakic.
Well, great work by Mokajoy there, but a very badly timed header.
From Washington, this is NASL Championship Soccer. The score, the Fort Lauderdale Strikers leading Washington. Get a look at some of the statistics early here. Gordon Banks has made 3 saves, Irwin 1. Diplomats with a slight advantage in the shot department, but Fort Lauderdale with 2 corners to only 1 for Washington. And that, of course, just before the commercial, the best scoring. Look out, here's Bakic into the box. Drives in front for Cannell, and it's just cleared away by Aguirre.
Well, there's Aguirre right in the thick of things again there. Saved an absolutely certain goal there. Good example of hustling by Cannell. He was the one who broke this ball loose, pushed it over to Bakic, a good sender, beat Banks, and Aguirre coming across nearly kills himself just pushing that ball away for a corner.
Here's Bakic now back to live action in the shadows in the left wing. High ball out front, knocked down on the net, score! Paul Cannell, I believe.
Yes, Paul Cannell, a good example of his power in the air. A beautiful header, beautifully timed, beautifully placed. You'll see that corner come over. Here comes the corner over. Cannell is way up there, and there's the ball coming in. Well, we're not going to see it apparently, but it goes in there. You'll see it standing on the line there. It was Whittle who had a chance to clear that, but he missed his kick. The ball is in the net.
But Paul Cannell, that is goal number 3 already this year, after getting 13 in his last season in the league 2 years ago. And it's all tied up with 9 minutes and 22 seconds left. And I would imagine before the season gets too much further along, Paul Cannell is really going to be a favorite here in the Washington metro area.
I think he'd be very proud of that goal. That was a good goal because he was way up there and defenders were all around him. Exactly. And he got a powerful header off and he aimed it beautifully just inside the post.
Here come the Diplomats again. Bobby Stokes has some room, overruns the ball, gets it back. Referee
fouled by Whittle.
Called a foul. Free kick for the Diplomats. That goal coming at about 35 minutes. And the assist to Mike Bakic. Here's Viteskic moving straight in. Cannell tries to bounce it off to somebody in front, but nobody there.
Well, again, you could say on a play like that, who is Cannell passing to, as though it's a bad pass. In fact, it wasn't. He did something very clever. He flicked it with the outside of his right foot, but none of his teammates anticipated. None of them ran to where that ball was likely to be.
Washington's got it again. They're applying the pressure. Viteskic on the right wing. Now Mokojoa. He almost set up a goal a few minutes ago. It'll be a Washington throw-in. Viteskic, number 6, to get it in. Diplomats now starting to get their game together. Wilner drops it back. Oh, bad pass. Intercepted by Irving. Put it right on his foot. But Steele comes back to get it. Now Dillon. Diplomats will start it back into the attack. Chip ahead for Mokojoa. Moves into the danger zone, but loses the ball, overrunning it. Started to move in before he had control of it. Cleared back to midfield, and Irving pick it up for Fort Lauderdale. Now Leeper moving into the left wing, but Jimmy Steele's going to beat him to the ball and swing it back to the goalkeeper. Irwin throws the ball out on the attack rather than the punt this time. And Bakic. Colin Fowles now over to pick him up, number 22. Bakic with a reverse move. A drop to O'Hara. High chip, top of the box, cleared by Tony Whelan to Dusnip. Now Ray Hudson. Oh, he's clobbered in a foul call.
May well be another yellow card. Oh, instantly. Absolutely. You see that Ray Hudson is still down on the ground there.
Get another look at that one. Is Hudson hurting a bit, and you can see why right there.
It's into a chamber of horrors looking at all these grisly fouls here.
From Washington, D.C., this is NASL Championship Soccer. At RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C., the Fort Lauderdale Strikers back to action as Ray Hudson is up and playing. And right there, he lost the ball over the end line, and Washington will have a goal kick. 1-1 tie. David Irving scored at 7 minutes and 13 seconds, assisted by Whittle. Fort Lauderdale leading 1-0, but then Paul Cannell scoring at about the 36-minute mark, assisted by Bakic. Here's Cannell again. Banks spikes it down and clears it out of the box. Whittle gets the ball ahead. Here come the Strikers back the other way. Action really picking up now. Hudson off on the left side. Dusnip picks it up. Move into the middle. Back on the left. Hudson. And it's taken away from him nicely by Marcantonio. Well, the Diplomats, who have already shown some rough stuff in their first 2 games, have already been called for 2 yellow caution cards in this game. Those pile up during the year, and you get so many of them, you'll have to sit out a 1-game suspension, and you pay a fine. I think the fine is on a graduating scale as you go along, too.
I think we may get another yellow card here. That was, well, they're shaking hands on it, so I suppose it's all right. But that game was a very crude foul by Stokes, tripping Aguirre from behind. Aguirre rubbing his leg there. I'm not too happy about that.
Stokes, who came here last year in Washington, second leading scorer on the team, 6 goals and 4 assists. Very excited about the prospects this year. He'll have a full season with the Diplomats. I told you earlier, already has a game-winning goal for them last week against Chicago. Washington going for its 3rd straight win. Fort Lauderdale looking for its 1st win. Here they come. Bobby Stokes after the ball. Penalty box right. Firmly beats him to it. Stokes comes out with it. He's got Bakic and Cannell in front of the penalty box. Goes back to Wilner. Now the cross. Here goes Bakic. It's over his head. And Rolland will screen it and let it go over the end line for a goal kick, Fort Lauderdale. Get a look there at Andy Rolland. 33 years old. Television. Roberto Aguirre starts it ahead. Back to Rolland. Long ball over the head of everybody. The Diplomats will track it down. Washington at every opportunity is dropping that ball back to the goalkeeper and letting him start the attack.
These tremendous.
High booming
Crash
kick.
right onto Leeper's head. I know just
Marcantonio digs it out. Knocked away by Aguirre, but it comes to Bakic, number 11. Fowles picks him up. This is Viteskic. Ahead for Stokes. Back on the left for Bakic. He'll not catch up to it. And a Fort Lauderdale throw-in. At halftime, we'll have some highlights of some of the exciting early play in the North American Soccer League. The Cosmos and the Tampa Bay Rowdies, whom we'll see in a couple of weeks on TBS. We'll also take a look at last night's scores. We had a ball game in Dallas last night between the Tornado and Minnesota, where a player from each team had a hat trick. Up in the Meadowlands today, the Cosmos going for their 3rd straight victory, playing the Tulsa Roughnecks, one of the new ball clubs in the league. No score in that game after 30 minutes. 0-0 tie. We're 1-1 here with 3 minutes showing on the scoreboard clock. Ball will go to Washington.
One of the offensive things that Fort Lauderdale have done, the reason escapes me, but it'll become apparent as the game goes on. They switched their wingers. They brought Colin Fowles over onto the right wing and put Dewsnip over onto the left, whereas they started the game with him in the other two positions.
Cannell with the ball, and he was fouled. Free kick for Washington in very dangerous territory here, about 22 yards from the goal line. Now watch the strikers. They'll set up that wall in front of the ball, between the ball and the goal line, but they cannot be any closer than 10 yards. And now Avis is moving them back. He'll face it off. So you must be right here. But you take a look before he kicks this ball after Avis sets him back. I think they'll.
Do you think they're going to steal it? Well,
they always seem to. Okay, he said there's 10 yards. Bakic is over the ball here. Diplomats try to get the tie-breaking goal with 1:55 showing on the clock. Avis blows the whistle. Back heel to Stokes, but they saw it coming, and Dewsnip dropped it back to midfield. Wilner ahead. Jimmy Steele. Steele's got it. Shoves it inside from Okojoa. He's got 3 men around him. Now for Bakic. Cannell dug that one out. 2 men after Bakic, but he's got room now. He's got plenty of room in the penalty area. He tries to go around Aguirre instead of passing off.
Well, Jim Steele is furious with Bakic over that, because Bakic did some terrific work in bringing the ball loose in the first place, but he tried to dribble one player too many. And of all the players to try and dribble, it's Aguirre who's very canny in those situations. And of course, he lost the ball. And Steele was standing there waiting for a pass, didn't get it. Very annoyed about it.
I think Bakic, once he saw only Aguirre there, thought if I beat him, I've got a shot at the net and a goal.
Only Aguirre, did you say?
That's what Jimmy Steele told him.
Yeah.
So many words. Here comes Cannell. For Bakic now, he's got a shot at it. Cleared away, and Aguirre with a clearing header. Diplomats keep it in the zone. Inside a minute to go in the first half unofficially. Cannell moves out to the left now. Curls one in, and Gordon Banks with the easy save. Time running out of the first half. One tie. Bit of a slow start, each team feeling each other out, and once play is opened up, it's been a very entertaining ball game. There you see the scoreboard clock. That is unofficial. The referee keeps the official time on the field, but very often it coincides. This is Wilner at midfield. Scoreboard has run out of time, and Paul Avis, the referee, blows the whistle. And that's the end of the first half of play here at RFK Stadium with the score. Fort Lauderdale 1, Washington 1. We'll return in a moment with our exciting halftime program.
This more often. Can your camera take fast action and stop it on the fly?
Look at Ray Graydon. And he is up with Steve Horner, the Diplomats trainer, administering to him. And he's going to try and walk it off, apparently hurting his right knee or in that area. And Graydon's going to give it a go right now. We'll restart the game with a drop ball as you look at Graydon moving back upfield.
Got it, but I'm not sure who put the head to it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Steve, that's a perfect clinic for why defenders must hold that line. And here we see Askew's outswinger coming across, and that
was Draghi.
Yeah, that was Draghi, the old American college player. Too bad those guys can't play soccer. And he put one in the net, but for Adrian Webster. Seattle can't afford to get the least bit complacent back there, Steve, because Washington's the kind of team that can lull you a little bit. They don't seem to come at you with any kind of a wide open vicious attack like they might have done in Washington. They just kind of wait.
Oh, Neighbor takes it through Stokes' ankles, comes into the attacking zone, a rocket shot, and Irwin makes the save. Jimmy Neighbor getting around 2 Washington Diplomats.
Now here you go, under the bridge. He just tapped it through his legs very coolly, pushes it again, gets by and into the box, and from about 8 yards out takes a howitzer at Irwin. And again, I don't think Irwin quite saw it. He just kind of hunched his shoulders and put his arms out. The ball hit him, and he continues to be the impregnable rock there.
Looking far post. Here comes Barton in for a shot. And it's blocked by Washington as the ball got loose. It's Impey at the 35. Now sending it off to Neighbor. Neighbor looking for Smethurst. He comes through. A shot. Hits the post. Now Bridge. Bridge trying to win it. A beautiful centering pass by Neighbor to Smethurst. Oh, my.